We are not raising a generation. We are raising future criminals, future hospital patients, and future regrets. More kids in South Africa are smoking before 18 than kids who have actually read one full book. Let me repeat that. There are more kids in South Africa who smoke than the amount of kids who read a book and finish it. You're 14 years old and you're already coughing like your lungs ran a marathon through a fire in the Amazon rainforest. But when I ask you who Steve Biko is, who O.R. Tambo is, who wrote that book you claim to be reading so well, nothing. But you know every cigarette brand, but you cannot name 5 provinces without Googling it or asking ChatGPT. You can roll a joint, but you cannot write a paragraph without asking any form of AI. This is who we are becoming? You'd rather burn your lungs than feed your brain. You're 15 years old, but you smoke like you're 50 and divorced with alimony stress. Bruv, this is spiritual bankruptcy in this country. We got more teens inhaling hookah pipe than inhaling wisdom. You go to the taxi rank at 4 p.m. around the afternoon, it looks like a high school break time with all these school kids, except the only subjects being studied there are nicotine, Hubley, and the one who's got Rizzler. Ask them when last they read a book. They'll be like, we had to read Animal Farm last year, but I skipped the movie, bro, because I just had to study for the test. You're pathetic. Y'all memorize lyrics to drill tracks in 4 different languages, but you cannot finish a single chapter unless it's a WhatsApp status. What happened? We weren't always like this. Correct me if I'm wrong. You don't even have to go way back to like 1990. I grew up in the 2000s, 2010s. And let me tell you something. If you grew up at that time as well, you will know that smoking was nothing back then. What the heck was smoking to us? We didn't care. We were kids. If they were kids who smoked, it was either very rare or there'd be dire consequences at school and at home. You got a beating at school and then at home. Who was smoking as a teen back then? We were too busy living. We were not thinking about pulling on a cigarette, being secret in our rooms, watching if someone's looking at us vape. We were pulling off wrestling moves in the dining room on the couch cushion, screaming, "You can't see me," with the John Cena ringtone on our fake Blackberries. We were way too busy watching Randy Orton and them and Batista doing his entrance. Cigarettes? What the heck was that? The only smoke we knew came from our mom's kitchen when she forgot the pop was on the stove. You know what we were addicted to? DSTV, channel 301, Cartoon Network, baba. Remember, this was 12, 13 years old, 9, 10, 7 years old. The next episode of Dragon Ball Z on SABC2, playing street soccer with a deflated ball and crooked poles. If you didn't have poles, take off your shoes, then those will be the pals. Borrowing Super Strikers and Tintin comics at the local library. Catching lightning bugs at night. Doing this so that you could see your own breath in winter. Running to your house before the street lights turned off. If not, we were outside. Drinking water from the hosepipe like it was Aquafina and a Quail water. Using sticks as swords, pretending bricks were steering wheels. I was playing with pencils in the classroom. And now, 13-year-olds are out here puffing like life already beat them. Sitting in a circle with their school bags still on, vaping mango mint poison like they've got mortgage stress. Back in the day, you flexed by knowing all the Super Strikers players. If you knew all the Super Strikers players and Disney 11, you were the one. You were the goated. We debate who's better between Messi and Ronaldo, Neymar and Edison Cavani. We read, we imagined, we created. Now these new gen kids have smoked more than they've read comics. That is insane. Look it up, it's a stat. More than they've ever held a library card. I have a challenge for you. Go down the street, look for any child who's aged 9 to about 14 years old. Ask them what a library card is. Then you'll see what I'm saying. We weren't perfect, but you damn right we were better. Our parents smoked, but they were adults. They knew what they were doing. They had jobs. They knew what they were inhaling into their lungs. They paid the bills. They made mistakes, but at least they did it after finishing high school. We weren't watching Cartoon Network from thin air. They were paying those bills. You're 14, you barely passed grade 8, and you're already dragging smoke into lungs that haven't even finished developing. Sama, you don't understand. It's just stress, bro. What stress, you little boy? You're not paying tax. You don't have kids. You're not even old enough to unlock Vodacom's full deals. You want to tell me about stress? So yeah, I do miss those days because it was better. When smoke was something that came out of the exhaust pipe of your cousin's Golf 1. That's as far as it went. Not something kids were inhaling like air. You see a 15-year-old walk back home, looks around, his vape's done charging, loads it up. Bring back comics, bring back curiosity, bring back actual people's childhoods. Because this one is burning out before it even begins. You've got girls that are 15 years old going up to me and being like, Summer, how do you not smoke? Because I knew I didn't want a voice as strained as yours. Look at me, I'm smoking. It calms me down. My parents are toxic. You need therapy, not tobacco. Because I get it, some of you are hurting. Life is hard, you grow up too fast. You're dealing with pain that adults ignored because not every parent is perfect. But trust me, smoking that pain away won't make it disappear. It keeps your future in a permanent cloud of regret. Alright, there's no such thing as a perfect parent, but smoking is not the way. Nowadays, smoking is completely normal amongst young kids, like braai on a Sunday normal. To see a 15-year-old South African child smoking weed like it's asthma medication, and then turning around and talking back to their mother like she's their peer, that's normal now. You ever just stand there and think, wait a second, what timeline is this? Who raised these demons? These obnoxious little brats. You've got boys who haven't even hit puberty yet, rolling blunts and lighting them with the same hands they used to steal change from their house and take the microwave to the scrapyard so that they can smoke. And then when Umama says, put that thing down, do you want to end up like your uncle or something? They'll hit her with, leave me alone. You don't understand my life. It's my life. Get out of my room. You don't understand my life? Bruv, you were just asking for airtime yesterday from her. And now suddenly you're a philosopher with dreadlocks and trauma. The heck is wrong with you? Let's keep it real. There was a time when a mother's voice could straighten your spine from 2 blocks away. You could be playing outside, she calls you, you're going. I could be playing my PlayStation with my siblings at the time. When I'd hear my mother's voice from a mile away in the kitchen, that would straighten my posture and pause the game and go and help her. One, yay, Sama! My soul would realign. That stolen Simba chips packet, I'd take it back to the shelf and repent in tongues so that I don't get a beating of my life. Now, you shout your child and they shout back. Worse, they record it on TikTok and then they say you're abusive and then they get tons of views. My mom is toxic. She won't let me smoke in peace. In her house, while she pays the bills, you damn right she won't let you smoke in peace. You're 16 with 0 income and 10 opinions. Your only job is to pass grade 10 and maybe take the chicken out of the freezer so that she cooks it tomorrow. And you're failing both. Fatherless homes, no father, no belt, no fear. That's the cause of all of this. Because let's be honest, part of the problem is that there's no father in most of these houses. I'm not being a stereotype. Look it up, check it out. No respect in the heart. This kid gets high at 3 p.m., goes and plays GTA, and then he thinks he's a gang leader now. Mama can't control him, the school already gave up, and society, they don't want to discipline him because aggression is not the answer. We need to sit down and talk with these kids. Okay, cool. Let's let him become the next TikTok gangster in training. Great strategy. Perfect. You'd rather let him become a monster than throw him down the stairs and let him learn his lesson now. Disrespect is a disease now. This isn't even about weed anymore. It's the fact that these kids now have the audacity to look at their mothers in the eye. The same woman who skipped meals to feed them, the same woman who carried them in here for 9 months and say, I'm living my own life now. I'm grown. Grown? You couldn't even flush the toilet properly back then and you want to tell me if you're grown. Your room smells like feet and armpits and you want to be addressed like an elder. Smoking weed doesn't make you 10 times more mature than you already are. In fact, it makes you look dumber than you already are. Talking back doesn't make you look powerful. It makes you look like a clown in a hoodie, cosplaying as a gangster while disrespecting the only person who ever loved you unconditionally regardless of how you looked or how you smelled. And if this video offends you even a little bit, good, because it's meant to. Because if you still have a mother in your life who cares enough to tell you to stop it, you better shut up, you put the blunt down, say thank you, and give her a big fat hug for me. If that child, boy or girl, ever looked at their mother in the face, raised their voice, and had the audacity to light a joint in the house she paid for, and the dad was a real man, that kid would be airborne. I'm not even joking. That kid would be flying in the air because the dad threw him. I'm not talking about abuse. I'm talking about discipline. I'm talking about order in the house. If the child has to have a 5-finger on his cheek because he spoke to his mom like that, then so be it. Because ain't no way you're going to light weed in the kitchen and then shout at your mother like she's the maid. And then dad says nothing. Ugh, shame, don't be too harsh. She was just expressing myself. Don't shout at my daughter like that. No, I will shout at your daughter like that. I'm throwing her down the stairs if she's going to talk to you like that. She's expressing disrespect. And if you as the man of the house don't stop it, then don't cry when she becomes a monster the world has to deal with, sleeping with 15 men every day, looking up to Bonnie Blue. Your child is talking to your wife like that. Is she crazy? Who pays the bills in here? Throw her down the damn stairs. If you've got a daughter who smokes weed at 14 and tells her mom to shut up, throw her down the pavement. If you've got a son who walks around like he's in a drill gang, but cannot even pass natural science with above 40%, and you're sitting on the couch like kids these days, then I think you're the problem. You're the reason we're here, and everyone else agrees with me. In the old days, that kind of talk would earn you a punch to the forehead, a boot in the ribs, and a one-way trip to the church elder's house. Now you've got dads who are scared to say no to their own children because discipline isn't fashionable anymore. You want to know what else shouldn't be fashionable? Talking back to you and your wife. Well, guess what? Respect is dying because fathers went soft. I don't care if it's your son, your daughter, your only child. If they talk like that to their mother, you throw that child down the damn stairs, metaphorically and emotionally, physically if you must. Humble them. Reset their operating system. Let them know in this house, your mother is the queen, and you don't raise your voice, you little child. You don't raise your hand at the person who dishes for you. You don't raise your standards here. Your job as a father is to not be liked, it's to be feared with love, of course, like fear of God vibes. Let me say something. Real fathers are not trying to be besties with their kids. All right, screw that. All of that. My best friend is my father. Screw that. First, discipline the child, and then all of that comes after. They are present, they are alert, they are ready to act when disrespect even attempts to show itself. The child will hate you now, but when he grows up, he will realize how much of a hero you were in his or her life. Because a mother should never have to fight for her dignity in her own house, especially not from the same child she bled to give life to. And definitely not alone. If you're a father and you're letting your child curse at their mother while you sit back and continue to scroll your phone like nothing ever happened, you are not a father. You are just a male roommate who made the kid with her with bad Wi-Fi. Stand up, speak up, punch that kid in the skull, throw him down the stairs. He's not going to raise his voice to your wife ever again. Because if you don't, then don't cry when the kids become demons who don't respect anything. Take off the slipper and throw it at him if he curses at your wife. You say that to my wife, you see that wall over there? That wall over there is going to have a dent because of the amount of times I repeatedly made your skull collide with it. Say something like that to your mom again. Watch what happens. Nowadays, parents are watching Scheme Some at home like, you're not my child. Your child is busy rolling blunts in the bedroom, in school uniform, the school bathroom. Wake up. But y'all don't check their phones anymore, right? Because you're upsetting their privacy. You outsource parenting to TikTok and trauma. And then when these kids look up to toxic influences like Lily Phillips, you start complaining and wondering where the child got all the influence. You cannot have a child who's coughing so much smoke and anger issues at 16. Where were you? This isn't just a joke anymore. This is why our life expectancy is collapsing as South Africans. We are literally training the next generation to die early. We don't hand them books and nice Tintin and Asterix comics anymore. We give them bottles and blunts. We don't give them role models anymore. We give them rappers with rehab schedules. We don't teach them to lead. We teach them to escape. Escape through smoke. Escape through alcohol. Escape through what? Their children. What do they have to stress about? The best thing a child has to stress about at high school is them getting dumped or their matric results being faulty. The worst case scenario. You're straining your body like it owes you child support. You're punishing your lungs for being born. You're not living. That's not life. You're rotting in style. We got more kids lighting cigarettes right now than lighting up their futures. That is not just a tragedy. That is betrayal. Because when you smoke your youth away, you're not just hurting yourself, you are robbing the country of its future. And you know what's worse? You don't even care. You don't even care. You want to know how I know? Nowadays, a father will reprimand their daughter and then the daughter will talk back and then run straight to her room. Don't you speak to your mother like that. Leave me alone, Dad. And then she'll probably run to the room or something. What happened to the days where before she'd even finish that sentence, it would be, leave me alone, pa!